As you know, I like a lot of horror things, but one aspect of spooky season that I don't have any fondness for are the haunted houses and theme park mazes that pop up every fall. I don't see the appeal, and I never have. I'm not knocking them, they're just not my bag. If you want to get harassed by a person who might be slightly off and has no respect for your personal space, try riding a city bus, it's a lot cheaper. The Houses October Built, which is a found footage film based upon a documentary by the same name made by the same filmmakers, features a group of friends who decide to very briefly travel around part of the country in a massive RV, looking for the best rural haunts. Footage from that documentary makes its way into this film as transitions between scenes. Sometimes I just grab a movie off a stack of discs and throw it in without even knowing what it's about, and that's the case with The Houses October Built. I admit that when it revealed itself to be a found footage thing, I immediately started to grumble, for reasons I don't even understand, and I will blame the internet for conditioning me to do so. I mean, I like a lot of found footage movies and don't have this hatred for them that so many people seem to have. The Last Broadcast, The Blair Witch Project, Cloverfield, these are some things I really love. The problems with there being so many found footage films is the weird pattern they all seem to fall into. It's just a bunch of random footage of nothing important at the beginning just to let you spend some time with these people who are going to die, basically. Then some spooky things are sprinkled in, and then there's the third act total insanity. I know that basically describes your classic 3-act screenplay structure, but found footage films are just so bad at it, because they're limited to what else might be on the tape or memory card that gets found. I mean, I love Cloverfield, and I know a lot of you do too, but think about that first 25 to 30 minutes of the movie, where it's just a goddamn party with TJ Miller babbling the whole time. It sucks. And don't get me started with people filming things they would never actually film. They'd have dropped the camera an hour ago and never looked back. Cloverfield is especially bad about this. Also, if we're to buy into the premise of this subgenre, who the hell is editing together all these snuff films and releasing them for people to pay for? There should be congressional hearings. Anyway, the crux of these characters' journey is that they're looking for the most extreme haunt they can find, hoping to come across something so completely off the radar that they need passwords and a series of clues to be able to get into them. Problem is that the haunt finds them first and harasses them, and keeps harassing them. And yet they continue their journey. No one in this group seems very enthralled with this journey, or about finding the thing they're all supposedly there to find, or even about each other, really. We're supposed to accept that they're all doing this to support their one friend who is really into the idea, except he never displays any kind of joy about the potential discovery. So you end up with 5 or 6 people in an RV having an awful time while being harassed by dumb hillbilly bullshit. It was making me actively angry to sit through, and by the time the film gets to the end, I'm left with the thought, what was the point of that? The way this wraps up can go screw. There's potential in something like The Houses October Built, but its flow is so disjointed and uninteresting, and you cannot build tension with just whoever is holding the camera saying, "What is that? What the hell is that?" over and over and over again to fill the silences. It's an interesting idea, but poorly executed. It's worth noting that the original full-length documentary is an extra on the Blu-ray, and is possibly a superior product to the feature it supports. When I noticed there was a second one of these and saw that the same cast was in it, I did a bit of a double take and wondered if they were doing a Return of the Living Dead 2 thing, where it's the same actors as different characters in a similar scenario. Nope, it's a continuation, and the very first thing it does is completely undo the ending of the first film. Now, I can't go any further here without spoiling the end of the first movie, so I'm warning you that spoilers are coming. Right now. So the only woman in the group was buried alive at the end of the first film, and presumably died. That's what the snuff film ending of that movie led you to believe, anyway. Here we learn that the people doing it were streaming it all on the internet. The cops were called, and they arrived at the last minute, saving her. The rest of her group were saved as well. Sometime later, the group wants to go back out and do more extreme haunt searching because now they're famous and have sponsors. But it'll only work if she comes along.
Right.
These are just different kinds of haunts. It's not any of the extreme shit. None of that.
That's what you
They're
say?
not even
I ended up in the ground last time, guys. I'm not doing it.
We had no idea that was going to happen. You know that.
Okay, well, you have no idea what's going to happen this time either, so I'm not going to do it.
We have to have you.
I'm not doing it.
She, of course, has been completely traumatized by this and wants no part of it, so her friends bully her into just getting over it and coming with them. She absolutely should not get over it and go back out with these monsters, but because movie, she eventually relents and joins them on their current tour. From there, nothing happens for almost the entirety of the film. They go to haunts and they film them. They have a drone now, so there's lots of flyover footage. That's it. It's a travel log. They go to zombie runs and zombie pub crawls and have eating contests with Kobayashi, and it's all them just having fun while we're forced to watch. Long story short, they get sucked into another extreme haunt, but it's revealed that not only are all the dudes behind this whole thing this time, they were behind the whole thing in the first film as well, tormenting their female friend for fame and notoriety and then making her feel guilty for being traumatized by it. They were mad that their big ending was undone the first time around, so they decided to try it again, and somehow the movie doesn't end with her murdering all of them. She'd be justified, because it's repellent. Fuck off. This second film makes the first seem good in comparison, and I cannot stand the first film. That's how bad this is and how much I hate the people in it. What an utterly disgusting concept. I appreciate how they kind of made it feasible for this second film to exist based on what we saw in the ending of the first one, but holy god. Just go to your haunts and make your documentaries. This attempt at telling a compelling narrative along with your vacation videos sucks.